Hi everybody, how are you doing? I want to tell you that I just did a whole video, this one I'm about to do right here, and again, for some reason, it was saying it was recording, but it did not. So I am starting all over again, and all the perfect words you feel you just put out in a video are gone. And I have to start from scratch and redo this whole video, and hope it's as good as the first one I did, because I was very, very happy with that video, and now I'm really ticked off. So, welcome back for a second time to myself for doing this video a second time. This is ridiculous. I am so mad. Can you see the steam coming out of my head? Because I am PO'd. But anyways, now I've got to redo this all over again. And so, I did start off my last video by saying that I wanted everybody to know what my channel is really about. I understand, that you guys enjoy watching the rights videos that they record, and I love them too. I could watch them for hours, and I'm sitting behind the screen, tap, 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 putting in comments, oh, that was so wrong, and, we need to do something about it, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's what I made my channel for. I want my channel to be where we can come together and we can discuss these things, because I believe it's important that we get to talk about it, not just vent on the messenger, that nobody, but a couple people who come across it and read really get to hear what you want to say. With this channel, you have a chance to not only talk to me in the comments, but you can also come up on the channel and discuss things with me. And come on here and give your own point of view and your own feelings about the situation. And that's what I made this channel for. It's, not where we just sit and watch the videos and get ticked off, but it's where we can all come together and talk about it and see what we can do. Because I believe if we don't come together and figure something out, we have a very bad future to look forward to. And I don't want to leave my children with that kind of future ahead of us. I would have so much regret. I, for one, want to stand and fight for our rights. And I think we all need to. So that is why I've made this channel. And it's something I've wanted to do for a very long time, but I was a single mother for many years, and my husband passed away, and I didn't have the time to, or I should say any free time, to do anything. I was raising 3 girls by myself, and working a lot, and I mean a lot. Sometimes I had 3 jobs, but my kids needed to be taken care of. And then also I went over the fact that, oh my God, was I bad last night. I felt so horrible, and as you can see, my eyes are so bloodshot. My face is so poofy, and I'm praying you can't see it in this video as bad as I can see it in the mirror. And my eyes are all swollen, my nose and up here are eyes, and the poofiness from the whatever it is, but it's horrible. But I really wanted to just touch base with you and let you know who I am, what I'm about, what my channel's about. And, I'm not just doing this to have a YouTube video. I'm doing this to hopefully make change. And if enough people join and we grow and we talk and we get different types of people from different areas and walks of life, then maybe we can make change. Before the chaos even gets worse, or we're stripped of all our rights. So, I'm also going to try to reach out to some rights channels, maybe some rights attorneys, and try to get them on here and discuss things with us, because I believe that where there's bad, there's good, and where there's people who will fight for to strip us of our rights, there's people who will fight for our rights. So I really want to make a change, and maybe I will never grow and I'll never do nothing, but I'm praying I will. And I'm praying with all of you, we can. So if you see my video, please subscribe, join, and let's get talking, because these discussions have to be had. And at least you're not on the other end of a keyboard just typing your opinions. We actually can do something to make a difference. And I hope in this video that I say everything that I said in my last video, because I'm pretty ticked off that it's all gone. And I'm supposed to be going home to spend time with my daughter because it's Friday, and I did the video very well. I read very good, and I was forgetting to put my backlights on so I could see better, and I think that's why I was struggling too. But every day I'm so congested, and it hurts. It hurts so bad in here that I'm not even thinking clearly. I mean, just a touch right here, it is so sore and so swollen, and my head is pounding. When I just did that, my head went. So please forgive me, but I was so proud that I read with no stump, no nothing, because I could actually see, because I remembered to turn on my backlights. And hopefully I'll read it just as good now, and we can bang through this. And you know, I hope you guys enjoy it, even with all the flaws. I am who I am, and I hope you enjoy it. And I would really like my personality to come out, but I can't because I'm talking to myself. So please subscribe so I can talk to some people, and we can really, you know, get in touch with one another, because that's what this is all about. And I've not been on YouTube long, so I know it takes time to grow. And I'm praying, because I really want to talk with people. I don't want to talk to this screen by myself anymore. And I don't want to read no notes. Okay? So let's get into the video so I can finish it and I can go spend my weekend with my daughter. She is the light of my life. And she's my heart, so I want to get home. All right. So we talked about the sickness, we talked about my channel, and now I'm going to get to the notes, and I'm going to pray I get through it as good as I did the first time, that you will never see. Okay, and this starts out as yesterday, because again, I started this the day it was happening in Washington, but I didn't get to finish it because I had felt so bad. So then I did the other video yesterday instead, because I never finished the notes. So it's not really yesterday, you know when it was, the day in Washington. Okay, it's starting, I don't know how to start this yesterday, but the day of Washington is the start of what I have been talking about for years, but only recently was able to start my YouTube channel to try to put everything out there for more people to start seeing, and to warn them of what is to come, and to start talking about it. Hopefully, to try to come up with a peaceful and possible way to deal with it and handle it without the chaos, because that's what we've seen. We've seen in Washington chaos. And you know that pot was being stirred, and we are, like, America is the pot. You know it's been being stirred throughout the whole presidential election. It's been being stirred. And I watched it here in Florida worse probably than anywhere, because President Trump lived here in Florida. And the little escapades with the trucks and driving around people and blowing loud horns and distracting drivers and blocking roads is what you've seen basically at the White House the other day. And, you know, they're all, oh, you're attacking us, and you're bullies, and you're this, and you're that. And I'm sorry to have to say it, and it may PO a lot of people, but everything they were saying, they were. And I'm not saying, you know, anything about Trump, but I'm saying the people that were following and acting with that kind of behavior were the people they were using to stir the pot. And again, I'm not on any side. I don't believe we should have any politicians. I don't believe any president that gets put in that White House is going to do a damn thing. I don't believe any politician is going to do a damn thing. Because I believe, which I know a lot of you believe, so I hope you are the people who will join my channel, that it's all corruption They're all doing it for their own selfish needs, greeds, wants, whatever. But they don't have any plans on changing what they have put into effect because it gives them complete money, power, control, etc. And some people have gotten so much of that in their head that they just don't know how to let go. And other people who are walking in, aren't no better. So if you think anybody's going to walk into that White House and change anything for us, the citizens, you're out of your mind, except in a more negative way. I'm sorry to say that. And I don't want to see that day come. But nobody is going to come to our rescue if we don't take control and power back and we don't stand up for ourselves. Nobody else is going to. I promise you that. People just take advantage of other people and the situations that they are in. They don't go backwards. They have taken most of our rights and who we are and our belongings and our things, and they'll continue to do that because they can. And that's what power does to people. It corrupts people. Power is corruption. And they have it all. They have the money, the power, and the corruption. So why do you think they would want to give any of that away? The only way they're going to give it away is if you take it away, which needs to be done. And we need to find a way to do that without destroying our country. And it's as simple as we're all people. We're all people. We all have ideas and we all have minds and we all can use them. What makes them any better than ours? They're not. They're not bigger people. We're not smaller people. They don't have all this power and control. They were put there by us, by our ancestors a long time ago to do a job that they have failed miserably at. And they have flipped on us to take away whatever they want from us. And if we don't stand up and start fighting back, we will never have anything left when they decide to clean us out and take our rights and enslave us. And I do believe that will come if we allow it. I mean, don't you see what's going on today? Don't you see the fact that they want to take your money, they want to take your jobs, they want to take your security? What do you think all that is for? There's more behind it. Okay. Which, of course, now we are starting to see it starting in small groups, but could possibly grow bigger and get worse really fast. And if you think that little trial period of that small little group is something, imagine if a bunch of little small groups end up in big groups. It's going to cause a lot more than just 4 or 5 deaths. It's going to cost a lot of people their lives. And unfortunately, I'd rather not see that happen because you don't know who it's going to hit or when it's going to hit. And now I can really see the puffiness in my face getting worse tonight. And it's starting to bother me. I wish my first video would have made it. I really do. Okay. So we don't want to see it get to that kind of chaos. But you also got to look at who is all involved and who is stirring the chaos. Most of all, who will pay the price? Who is playing the games? Who is being used? How far will certain people take it? It's already a very scary situation. It's not even close to being really that bad yet. Now, when I wrote that again, this was at the very start of what was going on in Washington. It wasn't after, like, I found out about people passing away or gunshots or any of that. I wrote this in the very beginning of all this starting. So please do not take that as I'm saying the lives that were lost are no big deal or minimizing it. It's not. This was started the day of, early on, and I was going to take notes through the whole thing. But I got sicker, as I'm feeling now tonight again. Okay. There he is. Okay. I only say really not that bad yet not to make what was already happened seem like no big deal, so please don't misunderstand or take that the wrong way or to minimize what has happened. And I started these notes before this mentions of deaths, but because it could come it could become a lot bigger to the point of chaos and many, many more lives and deaths. I said it a long time ago that the government would wake a sleeping giant, and when I heard the police officer that I just did the report on say it, the exact same words I had been saying for a very long time, I just had that extra punch in my gut saying something big is coming. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this exact same thing as what that police officer said that I just did the story on about waking a sleeping giant. And American people are eventually going to get tired of being taken advantage of and bullied and having their rights taken away, and they are going to wake a sleeping giant, and people are going to start fighting back. And again, I don't want to see anything happen violently, so I want to see if we can find a resolution without that happening. But again, that takes people talking and discussing things and trying to make changes that need to be made, even if it's taking our government apart, starting it over. Because the people who are in it today are the people who've been in it and been in corruption with it and tearing it apart for many, many years. I'm sorry, I got to take a sip. So they're not in any rush to fix anything, and they're not going to. They're just trying to find more ways to keep it going and keep it corrupt and keep doing what they've been doing. And they don't plan on putting anybody in there to make a change because they don't want change. They're happy the way things are. They're happy with their lives, their money, their freedom. But what they forgot about is that's everything they were supposed to be giving us. And that's something none of us have. And unfortunately, if we don't make a change, it's not going to happen. And they're not going to give it to us. And all of you people waiting for some hero to step in that White House and do the right thing, you can keep waiting. It's never going to come. I'm sorry. Okay. And Greg, that police officer, Greg Anderson, sees it too. And he was on that side of everything. And now he's not. Along with a lot of other people who used to work for the government. Okay. I definitely did not see it getting this bad over Donald Trump. And that's not a dig. Wait for it. But I believe there is much more at play here. I've seen it happening over violations of our rights, government corruption, with things involving the U.S. citizens, etc. That's what I thought this would all happen over. Not who became president. I mean, that's just a minute issue. Because, again, whoever you put in there is going to do the exact same thing, just with their own agenda. Okay. But as I watched it unfold, I could see more and more of a bigger game being played with us. Using these people and the type of people they have been using throughout the election. the violent ones to keep the chaos stirring in this big pot, playing right into what they want to happen, or what they think they want to happen, to give them a chance and a reason to start the enslavement. But it may not turn out the way they think it will. I think we need to unite and put a stop to it all. Because no matter what happens, it's not going to be good for any of us. And those little test runs shows you that. Because I believe that's like a little test run they did. This could get really bad really fast. And for what? The downfall of our freedom? The chaos they want to cause, or the chaos in general. There is a better way, but that would take us all to talk about this, discuss it, and make plans to come together with a better idea, just like these people do in the White House and Oval Office, their mansions, etc. They are not working. In other words, what they're doing is not working. I'm sorry, it was supposed to be that, and maybe I said that. That are not working, and I put those two words together. That's why it didn't sound right to me either. Okay, that are not working, changes need to be made. So in other words, everything they're doing in their little mansions in the White House and wherever else they feel like having their little meetings, they're not coming up with anything that's working. So what is the point? What is the difference? We can do this ourselves and not have to worry about losing everything while they get richer. Because we always seem to be losing from the people who are supposed to be making sure that we're not. And they always seem to be on top and gaining. Does that make sense to you? And then I got a little bit off the course because, again, while I was listening to this, I heard a reporter that just ticked me off so bad with everything that she was saying because it wasn't about the right things. And of course, that's how these reporters are nowadays. They report on things that they shouldn't be saying instead of focusing on what was going on there and what they should have been saying. And here again, it's all play for the government. And it pissed me off. The reporters wonder why people are so mad and angry with them. Well, the one I was listening to that day, that all of this happened, had me really fuming about some of the things she was saying. The main thing was, again, talking like the government and the government employees are so above us that their lives are more valuable than our lives. We are, again, the little people. Again, I say, there are no little people, just people. And all lives matter. Most importantly, we are the boss of the government employees, and the money pays them. And for those buildings that we are not special enough to step foot into, etc. Because it's all that reporter kept saying. It's how dare them people. They're not good enough. Nobody, not even other people that are in the government, are allowed to step foot there. Da, 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 da. Well, don't make your big special buildings that we're not allowed in with our money if you don't want us in them. Which, again, is a power play, and I'm so sick of it. I don't understand how other people aren't as sick of this as I am. And I'm sure there are, but I really want to hear from you. If you're really sick of this power play, that, like, we're the bottom of the scum, and how dare us, and we're not good enough, and we're not valuable enough. It's only made for government people. Are you sick of that? Are you seriously sick of it like I am? Because to me, they're people just like you and me. What makes them so much better than you or me, or specialer than you or me? Nothing. Nothing. They put their pants on one leg at a time. They use the bathroom just like we do. They eat and sleep just like we do. Their minds work just like ours do. So what makes them so, special? I'm like so infuriated by this reporter. It's not even funny. Okay, I can understand security measures. That I can stand for. But citizens not special enough to enter any building we pay for is ridiculous. Also, I have said this before. Also, I have said this for so long, which I don't think it makes any sense. Nor should it make any sense to any of you. Why is it that we get taxed so much? We get taxed so much to pay for all of these luxury buildings for these people to have to do their jobs in. Why do we get taxed so much, and instead of using that money for something that helps the people, or put it towards Social Security or any other thing we're lacking in our country, for families in need, Social Security, or whatever else that, like I said, that we are suffering and struggling with. Why isn't the money put there? Especially to reimburse the Social Security that they've taken from us, and that is lost from them bankrupting our country, that I've paid into for 40 years. But yet, I may never see that. Why? Because they lost it, supposedly, and they can't make any more money? Or is that just what they tell us? Because that sounds pretty stupid, to keep us at a certain level of income. Please tell me. I want to know where my Social Security is, because I'm going to need it, in the next 20, 30 years. But why are they using our tax money to build these big, expensive, outrageous buildings for them to put their butts in a chair in an office that they barely spend any time in, because they're using the rest of our tax money to go on trips and to go take people to dinner and to do this and that and the other. And the building sits empty most of the time, but it's cost billions of dollars that we don't even need that building. You could build them a freaking $100,000 building, it'd be just as good. But no, it's got to be lavish and luxury. Does that make sense to you? Because it sure doesn't make sense to me why my tax money is going to luxury buildings that barely get used by government employees to do a job they're supposed to do for us. That's ridiculous. Think about it. Okay, for these people to have to do a job and pay for all of the luxuries, us to pay for all of the luxuries, stuff inside the office, including their, let's say, desks, pictures to hang on the wall. They can't just throw, a dollar store picture up there. They've got to get a freaking $1 million picture to put up in their office. Including the things that are not needed to do their jobs, like I just explained to you. Their desks, their whatever, they can't just get a $100 desk. They got to go get a $5,000 desk. Why? They all work the same. They got to get, a $5,000 chair to sit in, a $1,000 lamp, a $10,000 couch. Why? Why can't they put a $200 couch in there? It's not their money to be spending, especially like that, while we're sitting here with no Social Security or anything else. that we need. Or health care. Frick, put it towards the health care. So we can have health care. So I can breathe and stop, stuttering my words because I can't breathe through my nose and sounding funny. I could go to the doctor and have this looked at and get my glasses that I need to see. Okay. Doesn't that sound a lot extreme to you? Can anyone tell me why we foot this ridiculous amount of a bill for them to go to work in a luxury place? On top of that, the luxury pay, and on top of that, the luxury things in the office, etc., company credit cards, all expense paid trips, dinners, etc. Almost 100% of the time they are not using them for work-related things. They're not. They'll say it's work-related, and then they take their spouse to dinner or their family to dinner on our credit cards. And they fill up their gas tanks with our credit cards. Meanwhile, we can barely put gas in our own tanks. We are the ones struggling to pay for all their wealthy and luxury. Doesn't that seem wrong to you? When they were put in the place they are in to make sure we are okay and taken care of, they're doing the exact opposite. Tell me, how has that turned out for you? Again, we struggle as they live high and mighty while they keep making all the wrong decisions for the people that keep putting us more and more in the hole. They then take our rights, our properties, our belongings, our freedoms. What more are you going to allow them to take from you? Everyone knows you cannot trust them. Everybody says it. You can't trust a politician. Anytime they're opening their mouth, they're lying, blah, 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 blah. You know you can't trust them, but you keep them where you're keeping them. Again, how does that make sense to you? Yet they are still there destroying our lives. When is enough going to be enough? They have bankrupted our country time and time again, yet they aren't really touched by it. We are. They're not. But we are. We pay for all of their bad decisions and choices, but they don't. If they shut our country down, do you believe any of them would be hurt by it or suffer? Not at all. But we would. Do you think any of them would help us? Not at all. They have already proven that. They will leave us to continue to suffer. They have proven that. Wake up. They will take even more advantage of us and use it against us to take anything we have left. Wake up. We need to stop all of this nonsense now. Enough is enough. Look how many times we have been Look how many times we have been threatened to be punished by our government, or threatened at all by them at different times for different reasons, mostly being used as chess pieces in a politician's game or a political game. Really, what right do they have to threaten us at all? And the way we're treated. They treat us like crap. They're the ones supposed to be running this country and running it to better us and our lives and the country. And I see it getting worse and worse and worse. And it doesn't matter who you put in there, how many years they've been in the government. Nothing has changed. Sometimes they'll give us a little bit here to take a little more over there, but nothing is changing and nothing is getting better. And now I can tell from my first video till now, oh my God, like my eyes are so bloodshot and swelling so bad again. Off. And I sit for a couple hours, it really starts affecting me. But my eyes, I don't know if you guys noticed, my eyes are so much more bloodshot than they were when I started this, and you can see this getting more and more swollen. But anyways, I can tell you that I don't believe anything is going to get any better as long as we allow it to continue to go on. We, the people, need to take a stand. These people are just people. They're no more powerful than we are. We put them in the jobs that they are in. We can take them out just as easily. And it needs to be done. It needs to stop. The only people who are suffering is us, the citizens. And I refuse to let them take away my rights. I refuse to let them bully us. I refuse to bow down and allow the treatment that has been going on to continue. And I'm so happy to see so many people out there fighting for our rights, and my hat's off to you. Thank you. I have to thank each and every person that's out there doing their own little piece. But it's time to stop sitting behind the screens and watching the videos and commenting just to let people know how you feel, but not doing anything about it. So I'm begging you to come join my channel and subscribe, become a member. Let's get this group built. Let's get it talking. Let's get something figured out, because the way things are, they're not good. And they're not going to become any better. They're just going to get worse until they take everything from us and enslave us. What do you think they're doing right now with this pandemic? And look at what they've done to help. It doesn't matter with Trump or Biden. There is no real help coming. What is $600? What is $1,200 going to do for people who've been out of work for a year? It's not even enough to rent a room, much less get an apartment. But they're still sitting in their mansions, and they still own all their cars and all their properties, and they're still got a full bank account. While most of us are struggling just to feed our kids. And I am blessed in one way. I still have a job, and that's because me and my company set up for that. But my daughter's father doesn't. He's been in and out of work because he finds something and then they close it down, or there's not enough work. And then, so I'm carrying the load, which is very difficult. And I don't get to see my daughter like I want to, or spend the time with her, and that's not fair. We weren't put here to work so that we can't have time with our families. We make children and we can't even spend time with them. And if we do, we can't afford to survive. That's not what America's supposed to be about. I don't think that's the way any country is supposed to be about. So I want to get home to my daughter because I had to do this video twice. I am really late and I want to go spend my weekend with her. And again, guys, please join, subscribe, and become part of our solution for what's going on in the world today. Let's talk about it. Let's try to make some changes. And I know this video was not as good as my last one. I had all the right words in it. But by the time I'm halfway through this one, I can see how bad I'm feeling, and it just didn't come out as smooth as the first one. But I still pushed through it. Give me that credit, and I finished it. And again, I love you all. I thank you all that have put up with my blind eyes my stuffy nose from and have stuck with me through the readings and everything else. And I hope that you got a little piece of me tonight and are learning about a little bit of who I am. And I would love that one-on-one connection so you can really see my personality, because I can't show you who I am and my personality through reading notes. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. I want to show you who I am. So please subscribe. Come join me in some conversations, and let's make this grow, and let's make some changes. Again, have a great night. Love your family, because they are the most important thing. And I love you guys for sticking through this whole thing with me. God bless y'all. Have a great night, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.